Now, 48% of your constituents are married, 43% never married, only 12% with a degree. But this is where your representation gains strength. 16.3% are of Vietnamese extraction, 11.2% of Chinese extraction, only 8.1% Australian. Do these people feel forgotten by government?
Alan, absolutely. I think not just those groups that you have identified, but across our electorate, they have felt and they have expressed that to me when they come to vote on polling day. They have felt that both the major parties have abandoned them. Yep. And they have forgotten. So we are seen as the forgotten people out here in Fowler. Absolutely.
And voters of Vietnamese and Chinese ancestry are more than a quarter of your electorate. So there's another block you can identify with. And then 15% of your electorate were born in Vietnam, 7% in Iraq, 3.4% in Cambodia, 2.2% in China, and 76% of voters are people for whom both parents were born overseas. Do the voters, and I suppose at this point they don't, but I'll ask you the question, do the voters fully understand your background?
I think a lot of people, definitely the majority of the people living in our Fowler electorate, they know me. I grew up here, and especially in the last 10 years being a councillor, I've been very visible and being helpful and being there for them. So people know me as Di, the councillor, doing a lot of things and getting things done and getting to action. So, but a lot of them have heard of my story, and my story is actually on the flyer to tell them my journey. And a lot of them have said to me, oh my gosh, seeing your story on the flyer really gives them hope that they can actually take those steps in the future.
And 10.5% of the electorate are unemployed. What do you think you can do for them?
Look, I think we need to really create a very innovative environment and tap into these population that are unemployed and give them skills, upskill them for the future of work. Because we're now moving into an era of technology, of digital, and I think we should invest in ensuring that this group of people are upskilled, including the young people here in our community. We have to upskill a lot of them to prepare them for the future of work. And that's what I'd love to do, to be able to do in my position.
Good on you. Now, 28% of your voters have a mortgage, 38% rent. So that's what, 66%? How tough are things for them?
Look, I think it's tough for everybody, Alan, but in particular in this area, they've got low income, but obviously housing affordability, a lot of, is first-home buyers, it's out of reach for a lot of young people. And my sister is one of them who live out here in Liverpool, saving her money to put a deposit down to build, build a home. But really? Land and homes is so expensive. So find a way to make it affordable for these young communities.
And then, of course, the lockdowns. I just must ask you that before you go. The lockdowns, I mean, honestly, how did that affect the people of your electorate?
Oh, it affected us tremendously. As you know, Alan, we had the harshest restrictions in the whole of New South Wales, if not the country. We were very much marginalised and we were very much pigeonholed. And I've said it before, we were treated like second-class citizens. So a lot of the people going to the polling day to vote actually said that. They said, you know what, no one stood up for us. No one stood up for us, but you and the Mayor, Frank Carbone, stood up for us. And therefore, these people don't know what we've been through, and therefore they cannot represent us because they're not connected to what actually happened out here.
Well, let me say something to you, Di. I'm telling you, the electorate will respond to your smiling face, to your genuine commitment to them, to your willingness to work hard and your preparedness to listen. And I've no doubt that Frank Carbone will be there to lend you a helping hand, and your husband. Di, it's a phenomenal triumph, and I can assure you the nation is very proud of you, and there's always a forum for you on this program.